Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the Easter Bank Holiday edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, Finance Minister Chris Sinclair is not worried about the length of time it is taking the Fair Trading Commission to come back with a decision on the proposed sale of the Barbados National Terminal Company Limited to the Sol Group. But he admits the economy has taken a hit because of the delay in finalizing the sale, which is expected to inject as much as $200 million into government's coffers. Sol's main competitor, Rubis, has challenged the sale of BNTCL in the High Court, securing an injunction late last month, preventing the FTC from issuing its decision once it is reached. The finance minister says the commission only formally received the proposal for review at the beginning of March, while the bidding and negotiation process lasted about 18 months.
Because of the nature of the structure of the petroleum sector in Barbados, both the participants in the sale and the commission, have to take the time to try to get to the best arrangement that allows for investors to be able to make back a return, and of course for consumers to be able to get the best deal possible while ensuring that there is competition in the sector.
Mr. Sinclair says in the meantime, alternative arrangements have been put in place.
We would have to make alternative arrangements, which we have. I believe the acting governor of the central bank and his team will give a review of the economy very shortly. So you will get to hear what is happening, see what's happening with growth, see what is happening with the reserves. I can say that we've seen some stabilization in the reserve, so we are feeling a little better about what that is and where that is going, the direction that it is going, but there's still a lot more work to be done.
The finance minister also commented on concerns about what some have described as what appears to be concerted efforts to stall government's agenda, with challenges to the sale of the oil company as well as the construction of the Hyatt Hotel being used as examples. He says Barbados is a democratic society and people have a right to let their voices be heard, but the island as a whole stands to be hurt by such challenges.
People have gone to court on issues which I feel, frankly, in my own view, are not substantive issues. And I think in the process, I feel reasonably confident that whenever these matters are heard, and the wheels of justice can move pretty slowly sometimes, but whenever those matters are held, are heard and dispensed of, I think that you will see that the government is on and the state agencies that are dealing with these issues are on very, very good ground.
The High Court injunction will be in place until May 26. The St. Michael man who lost his life in the Easter Sunday morning blaze has been described by neighbors as quiet and one who kept to himself. They believe Cedric McCarthy may have been preparing for a church when he met his untimely death. Sharika Griffith has more.
Under normal circumstances, Cedric McCarthy would attend church on Sunday morning. So when neighbor Jeffrey Chapman noticed smoke coming from his house, he asked his brother to see if McCarthy was at home. An unlocked gate alerted the brothers to the fact that McCarthy may have been in the burning house.
It's at 9:15. I swear I really saw some smoke there, so I tell my brother to run down the road quick and save the man home. But the fellow was supposed to get church that morning, so he just got that gate there, but the gate there. So I tell the man got be there.
Unfortunately, that proved to be true, as firemen found the victim's lifeless body in the destroyed house after extinguishing the fire. According to Mr. Chapman, McCarthy lived alone and preferred to keep to himself.
But he the man one mess up, so he always in the house. And then he really get ready church and think, but he don't come like all the other fellas mess up and think he don't mess up.
Another neighbor who spoke to CBC off camera says shouts of fire alerted her that something was wrong. She believes the outcome could have been much worse had the fire occurred at night.
I saw the lot of smoke and the blaze and smoke going below and going above, flame. Good thing we went there, how have the wind there, how it must have sweet the whole place. That's all I could tell you.
You were saying that you were glad that it was a daytime as opposed to night. Why is that?
Because it's nighttime. You may not find so much people out with horses and you may be sleeping and that happen.
When CBC visited this morning, a team from the Barbados Light and Power was repairing wires on one of the houses damaged by the fire. McCarthy leaves to mourn 2 daughters, family and friends. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Such a sad story. Thank you very much, Sharika. Well, the co-founder of the Oystons Fish Festival, Stella Lady St. John, wants a fishing academy established in Oystons. Such a facility would help young people to gain knowledge and experience about the fishing industry.
In this academy, youngsters will be taught the rudiments of the fishing industry, both the theory and the practical. And on the 800 fishing boats operating out of Barbados, 1 or 2 apprentices could be taken on as fishing on fishing expeditions with the experienced fisherfolk of this area, who would pass on to them the knowledge of the sea and fishing. They would be taught how to make fishing boats here in Oyston and fishing nets and all that is associated with the industry.
Well, the annual giant kite flying event at Andrew's Sugar Factory, Paris Hill, St. Joseph, drew hundreds of people anxious to see the spectacle. 2 huge kites were prepared for the much anticipated occasion. Kent Gerson was there and he filed this report.
This was the big draw. A 37-foot kite with bamboo bones and a plastic face. People came from all over the island to see this king of kites climb into the sky. After getting it in place, the handlers raised its face to the wind, and for a moment it seemed ready to soar into the sky. Instead, it rolled over and collapsed. Diagnosed with broken bones, it would not be flying today. Undeterred, the handlers moved it out of the way and went for the backup. At 33 feet tall, it wasn't noticeably smaller than the first one. But this too flattered to deceive, eventually folding rather than flying. Organizer Nilo Maskell was understandably disappointed. He said it's been quite a while since the main attraction failed to fly.
Probably 10 years. Every year we managed to fly a kite. Even if it's for 2 minutes, it was airborne. But this year, sad to say, it didn't even get off the ground.
He added, however, that the event had grown into much more than a kite flying spectacle. It's now a coming together of many communities for a family fun day.
If you look around, you can see a lot of little children, a lot of kids, and that's one of the things that makes it a special event. A lot of kids around, everybody being happy, just disappointed that the kites didn't live up to expectation, but men launched rockets before in the field, so we go again.
So there's always next year to look forward to. Hopefully then the 2-story kite doesn't just stand tall, but soars high into the sunny sky. Kent Gerson, CBC News.
Thanks very much, Kent. St. James South Member of Parliament Donville Innes believes the kite flying tradition is important. That's one of the reasons why he organizes a kite flying event at Wanstead Park Hill every Easter Monday. The MP says it helps to keep the custom alive while providing some adults with an opportunity to relive their childhood days.
Fundamentally, a lot of our young boys in particular these days don't know how to make a kite, don't know how to fly a kite. And we've always felt that we must provide an opportunity where they can come and learn how to make a kite and then appreciate the art of getting it up in the air and keeping it up. So every Easter bank holiday we come out here and do this with some friends and family. It's amazing how you see big men get all excited because they ever know to relive the boyhood days. Only the guys are trying to help the son or daughter get a kite up in the air.
A kite flying extravaganza at the Carlton Grounds in Black Rock is one effort to try and sustain the Barbadian tradition. That's why Finance Minister and St. Michael Northwest MP Chris Sinclair says he continues to host the event every Easter. And the response from children and adults seem to prove that there is still some interest in the activity. Several of them turned out to host everything from the traditional pasted kite to the very unique styrofoam kite. There were also other attractions, a jumping tent for the children, this sticky contraption which I just had to try, not one of my best ideas I will admit, and there was plenty of food.
When I was small, you had to fight to find a space we used to have to go on rooftops. We used to go on on our housetop and fly kites because there were so many people flying kites. Now it's kind of like a dying practice and tradition, and we felt that that the foundation, Northwest Development Foundation, felt that we should put some resources and try to invite people to come out and let the youngsters come and see how kites are made. The guy over there is making kites. And he's dolled them up pretty and put on the cartoon characters and stuff like that to try to encourage parents to bring out the children and get them from in front of the TV and in front of the Xbox and the all of these gadgets that keep our children home.
The U.S. issues a stern warning to North Korea. That story and more just after this break.